So the Majority Report crew got a message from a viewer asking about the Tara Reade allegations against Joe Biden, assumingly in response to the E. Jean Carroll civil rape suit that she brought against Donald Trump. And here's what these guys had to say about Tara Reade's story.
And when Joe Biden was a senator in the early 90s, he raped Tara Reade. I know that is the accusation, indeed.
I think that, to be honest, guys, there's been some holes poked in that story.
Yes, I mean, Tara Reade has some serious credibility issues, it seems to me. But
which ones?
Do you think it'll become an issue again for the Democrats in 2024? I don't think so, no.
It's funny
if
how
Trump
like,
wins again?
This is the exact conversation that you would have in 2016, where it's like, would the rape allegations against Bill Clinton become an issue? No, I don't think so. You just a very smug. That's a total lib response. I got that from a lot of people back. That was back when I was on Facebook arguing with people. Yeah, no.
Oh, it was. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in our audience experienced this. It was fucking mind-boggling because these people 10 minutes before, believe women. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And as soon as it was Tara Reade, you saw those same exact people. You know, unfortunately, some women lie about it. You know,
it wasn't even that. It was actually worse than that. It was, yes, believe all women. And then when it looked doubtful that Biden would be the nominee, they were like, oh, yeah, this Tara Reade story, this is bad. Mm-hmm. And then when it looked like Biden was going to be the nominee, that's when they turned on the, they lie sometimes. Right, exactly.
Yep.
Like, that was the timeline.
They were bringing out all the women. He buried his schnoz in their hair. But, they were covering it until it became inconvenient.
Right. Until
you're
it was looking like,
right.
oh, we're actually stuck with this guy. Oh, okay. I guess.
Well, that's
I guess
just
the
like
women
the
are lying.
dementia. You know, you have Andrea Mitchell talked about how he's not,
right, exactly.
He's not all there anymore. Cory Booker said it. All of a sudden, you became an ableist if you said anything like that. What are you talking about? You're an ageist.
Exactly.
I could see a similar sort of cultural type of reckoning playing itself out.
Oh, with Trump?
Yeah, if Trump wins again. Is that what the question was?
No, I think it was, do you think Tara Reade will become an issue for the Democrats in 2024?
I said at the time, like, I unfortunately, I think the calculus is you need more than one accuser for one of these guys. Like,
No, that's not the calculus. The calculus is the same as it's always been, which is when it's a politician that you like and want to win, the woman's lying. When it's a politician you don't like and want to lose, we have to believe the woman. That's been the calculus for decades now. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. These quote unquote progressives are not going to change anything. It's the same exact formulation.
Yeah, what was so disgusting about it, and just continues to be, is they're pulling out something that women have fought against for decades. I remember when Jodie Foster's movie The Accused came out, it stimulated this big public conversation about the nuts and sluts defense. How, it doesn't matter what somebody's, personal life is like. That's something they always deploy to discredit rape victims. And they went right to it. They went right to the nuts and sluts. That's exactly what they're doing here, because there's nothing in her story that doesn't add up in terms of like timeline where she.
Well, we'll get into that. Yeah.
A lot of corroborating evidence. So what you're talking about is the smear job that was done on her in the press. She couldn't pay rent. She was broke. She had some issues. Like, what does that have to do with a rape accusation?
Think like even if Tara Reade, like, and I haven't followed that super closely, but like I don't think people are going to believe one person, which is a horrible thing, like a thing. But just generically, I don't think it will be if it's just Tara Reade again.
And she has credibility issues. This is
we covered it at the time.
Yes,
and
I was very deferential to the accusation at the time, but then we have new information, and I just think that's important.
When he wasn't going to be the nominee, was that when?
Right. We were very deferential to the accusation at the time when we wanted either Bernie or Warren, to be the nominee. Once he became the nominee, then of course. I remember when Chris Hayes brought that up, that we have to start taking this allegation seriously. The libs within minutes. I wrote a whole article about it. They had trending the hashtag fire Chris Hayes. But yeah, I mean, look, the question of credibility, has to do with a standard that's, keeps being changed, right? Like they don't apply a single standard of credibility when it comes to cases against people they like versus cases against people they don't like, right? Now, full disclosure, obviously, we have interviewed Tara Reade ourselves. When we interviewed her before we went on the air, she says, "Oh, it's cool. I feel like I know you guys," which means she obviously watches the show from time to time. There's a better than 50-50 chance she will see this segment that we're doing right now. And I'll just say this. No one except for Tara herself and Joe Biden can be sure of what exactly happened. But what we can talk about is a standard of credibility that was established fairly recently by Democrats and liberals themselves. So here's a clip of Jeff Flake calling for a delay in the Kavanaugh confirmation vote because he wanted the FBI to investigate the claims of Christine Blasey Ford to see if there was any corroborating testimony that they could find, i.e. people who she would have told about the incident. Right. In other words, when Kavanaugh did this to her, she told her friend, and her friend can come forward now after the FBI gets in touch and say, yes, she told me at the time that this happened to her. So let's hear Jeff Flake. This was fall of 2018.
I have been speaking with a number of people on the other side. We've had conversations ongoing for a while with regard to making sure that we do due diligence here. And I think it would be proper to delay the floor vote for up to but not more than 1 week in order to let the FBI continue to do an investigation limited in time and scope to the current allegations that are there, and limited in time to no more than 1 week. And I will vote to advance the bill to the floor with that understanding.
All right. So what he's saying there is we're going to let the FBI look to see if there are other people who can corroborate the testimony of Christine Ford. Now, it turns out, and this is somewhat of an aside, but just to make my sort of position known about both of these cases, turns out it came out in 2021 that the FBI actually found quite a few leads on the various sort of abuses of Brett Kavanaugh that were suppressed by the Trump administration. But if you notice, what Flake says there is that he's going to allow a week to investigate claims related to this specific story. In other words, they're not going to go and sort of look for other claims that may be out there. So just for the record, I believe that Christine Blasey Ford was telling the truth about Brett Kavanaugh, but that is somewhat sort of neither here nor there when it comes to the question of a standard of credibility. So that's the standard. That was what I was hoping they'd find something. I didn't want Kavanaugh on the court. I was like, yeah, hopefully they find something from someone she knows who could say, yes, at the time this happened, she told me about it, and here's how here's what she told me. And then you say, okay, does that match what she said under oath this past week, right? That's what they were looking for. Well, in Tara Reade's case, you have pretty much exactly that. We've all seen this clip probably a few times, but let me just play this once again. This is Tara Reade's mother calling into the Larry King show, talking about her daughter having an experience with a senator.
Oh. Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him.
Or she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it.
That's true.
That's true. Okay, so there you go.
Right.
So again, according
so you don't get better corroboration than that.
Right. So according to your own standards of what constitutes a credible claim that we just established with the whole Brett Kavanaugh hearing, Tara Reade's claim by those standards is 100 times more credible than Christine Blasey Ford's. And I say this personally as someone who believes both of them, right? But just objectively looking at it, if you're going to say, well, we needed corroboration of Christine Blasey Ford's story, and couldn't get it, and isn't it a shame we couldn't get it because we couldn't nail him, then how could you look at Tara Reade's story, watch that clip of her mother calling into Larry King and say, well, no, I don't think this happened.
Well,
that doesn't meet my standard.
Well, and as I recall from when I was preparing for that interview, she has at least 2 corroborating witnesses as well that she told this.
Yeah, she has more.
To.
Yeah, she has more than that. Yeah.
More than that, right?
Yeah. That's the only one that's easily findable on Twitter because we can just pull the video. Yeah, but yeah, she has more than that.
Yeah. So they never explain what's wrong with her credibility. That's how a smear works. So if we have anyone left who's like a Majority Report stan, I think most of those people have fled. If you're still watching these guys, ask yourself why, because they just showed you who they are.
Please clap.